guys ever realize that there's some things you just don't grow out of, right? I mean, some things you need to. But no matter how old I get, man, for some reason, if somebody's like, hey, I got this thing, you want it for nothing? First, I don't know what it is. I was like, yeah, I absolutely need that. And I usually don't. That's something we're going to talk about on this week's Tuesday Morning Tech Tip from Pugliese Speed Shop. Now, don't take that the wrong way, all right? There's plenty of times that people are giving stuff away, and you can use it. Perfect example is I was looking all over the place for a hazmat locker. Every one I found was too big and pretty expensive. This one came along, didn't cost me a dime, perfect size. Yes, that's easy, right? Why would you not take that? You're looking for it, so it would make you be an idiot not to, right? Over here, Jimbo hooked me up with a whole bunch of tools, right? I got more in the back still, but we're gonna slowly go through them all. And a lot of tools that I was gonna go out and rebuy, screwdrivers that I jacked up, all that kind of stuff. So why would I not take them, right? It's just, you don't need everything, right? And sometimes there might be little things that might have a sentimental value to you, and after you get them, you realize, why do I need this broken whatever? Fill in the blank. I've done it plenty of times. It happens. And then sometimes you might be at work and somebody's like, hey, I got this thing that you can never, ever, ever, ever use. It's going to be a giant pain in the ass, take up some room, make a mess in the back of your truck, but you might be a little nostalgic about it. Do you want it? For those of you guys that don't know, those two things over there, those little white hydraulic actuators is what they are, right? They're actually a trailing edge flap servo and a stab servo out of a Super Hornet, FA-18 Echo Foxtrot model. Actually, they only fit one plane ever in the entire world because it was like a pre-production thing. It was off E1. Right, the first Echo Hornet to ever be produced, and that sounds like it's like some high dollar, like, Chaz is about to sell those things and retire. No, they're completely useless, just absolutely worthless, right? So I didn't like steal them or nothing crazy like that. They only fit that aircraft. That aircraft has since been decommissioned. It's on a stick somewhere in Pensacola or something. Who knows? And this was all in a warehouse on the base. Government guys were like, we got to get rid of this crap. They're just they're throwing it out, they're doing whatever. And that's all they just had to get rid of it. So the dude says to me, of course, Jay was involved, right? Hey, man, this guy's got to get rid of him. I told him you're a Hornet guy, airframer. You might like that. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. He's like, yeah, you can hang it on the wall in your shop and somebody can talk to you and ask you about it. And I was like, yeah. I don't know if you ever picked up a stab servo, but I would have to have a pretty strong mount to put on the wall of the shop. And it's got to go directly into a stud. It'd be a whole ordeal. And for what? Right? So now, this guy couldn't get rid of them, was the problem. He had like 4 of them. I said, I'll take one of each, sure. Put him in the truck, got him home. And I was like, what the hell? So as I got him home, I opened the back of the truck, the tailgate that's on the back of the truck, and they're leaking hide fluid. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I get them out of there, throw them on the floor in the garage. I clean the hide fluid up. Now they're doing the same thing in the garage. So they've emptied themselves out, and it wasn't like dumping out, but the caps just weren't tight or whatever. So now I've moved them down here. I just keep moving things I don't need, right? So, why did I take them? Kevin actually asked me that question because he also, he's an F-15 guy, which is basically a larger version of the 18, and he recognized them and says, "Hey, why do you got servo cylinders in your garage?" And my answer was, "Because I'm an idiot." It's that simple, guys. Something that I was like, oh, this would be really cool. I don't know why. I mean, it was nostalgic, guys. I mean, honestly, I haven't been a hands-on mechanic on an F-18 since 2008. It's a long time, and I did it for a long time before that, right? So it kind of struck a little nerve. Well, this would be kind of cool. Now I don't have any idea what to do with them. Will I keep them? Will I put them on a wall somewhere? Will I call Ian and tell him get the shit out of here? I don't know. But this happens all the time. This is just the most recent time I've done this. There's been plenty of times oh yeah, I want that. Sure, sure. Now it's gotten better as I've gotten older. Mainly because when we're younger and we're broke or whatever, we're trying to figure out, oh, I can make that work for this. Sometimes you could, most times you couldn't. So you end up with something that now you're putting money into it to try and make it work. You probably could have bought whatever that thing you wanted was and not gone through the trouble, and it actually would have worked. But instead, you're out the same amount of money, a whole bunch of time, and now you've got some gobbledygook you got to get rid of. And sometimes you don't know how to do it because there might be things involved. I don't know. Keep that to yourself. So all I'm saying is, just because it's free, don't mean you need it. You know? And if this is not you, that's cool. Heed the advice and carry on. You guys know who you are. For you guys, take my advice. You don't need it. Thanks for watching, guys.